Hey, 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 it is Wednesday. It is hump day. Now, normally I start these out with saying, hey, Facebook friends, but in fact, I download this, so it's also on YouTube. It's on IGTV. It'll be on LinkedIn. So, hey, everyone in my social media world, how are you on Wednesday? Here in the Magic City, it's not that hot yet. But unless it rains, it'll be hot out here. So just hoping you are having a great start to your Wednesday. Where are you at, and what's the temperature? And if you're watching this on replay, hashtag replay. Hey, you probably saw the title there. Start with the end result in mind. Start with the end result in mind. That's actually from Stephen Covey. Stephen Covey, a great motivational speaker, trainer, educator, writer of many, many, many books, had the opportunity to see him speak, or actually I should say train in a small group, and intense trainer, great. But that was probably the number one thing he talked about, and this was about 25 years ago. Maybe longer, at least 25 years ago, that I saw Stephen Covey speak, and he talked about start with the end result in mind. And man, I just adapted that. I just adapted that and adopted that. That's a better way to say that. Adopted that and adapted that is probably a better way to say that. And hey, while we're here, we're going to take a little walk upstairs on the dock, because I'm going to relate that to you, starting with the end result in mind. Think about it. I'm walking up this dock, and 6 years ago, there was a dock here. And it was an okay dock. I mean, it's kind of like that dock over there, falling apart a little bit. But, excuse me. It could hold a boat. It could provide some cover. And it just wasn't going to do for me. Not that have even bought a boat yet. We have a couple of jet skis. But I live on a private lake. The way this lake works is every owner of a home here actually owns a pro rata share of this lake. So, if you're going to live on a lake, you definitely want to have a place where you can hang out when you're not boating or kayaking or paddleboarding or just enjoying the view. So, what did I do? I started with the end result in mind. I said, I want the biggest, the best. I began to describe this. And as I began to describe it, the people that I was interviewing to actually build this dock, started adding in their thoughts to that. Because they probably thought I was a whale, going to spend a ton of money. And, it certainly wasn't cheap. But see, it wasn't money. I wasn't driven by how much would it cost. I was driven by what the end result was. I wanted the biggest. Not because of an ego reason, but if you're going to do it right, right? I wanted the best, and I wanted something unique. And I said, I want a double-decker dock. And actually, we're on the second level here right now. You can see the view. It's pretty amazing. Fish off of here. Just an incredible experience. The sunset's over there. So when it's not too hot, that's a great time of year to watch the sunsets. We get our telescopes out and can look at the planets and the stars from up here. We can watch the launches. I wanted to be able to watch the launches from Kennedy Space Center, and you can watch the launches as it clears these trees here. So I started with the end result in mind, right? This did not exist. It was a thought in my mind. And then I began to speak that thought. And I had it written down in goal sheets, right? The biggest, the best, with all sorts of descriptors around it. Now, I came up against big opposition. A lot, huge alligator Alligator snapping turtle. Don't freak out, it's not an alligator. Huge, size of a sewer cover. So I came up against huge opposition, right? You know, people say, you can't do that. You can't have that. You see, that wasn't my deal. My deal was I knew the desire of my heart. I didn't know exactly all the hows, how it will happen. I'm not an engineer, an architect. I wasn't part of the zoning department for Orange County, Florida. I just said, this is what I want. I knew exactly what I wanted. And here, even up against opposition, I had to get the okay from a neighbor who had been burned by another neighbor, or at least in their mind, about their dock. So they were like really not happy with me and my dock. They thought I was going to be having wild parties out here all the time. And we have parties, but they're not wild. And by the way, this weekend, we actually are going to launch fireworks off of here. There's a cool story about Carolyn seeing me do a video 6 or 7 years ago. She knew I was her upline in another company, but she said, God, this guy's got 1,200 views. I think I'm going to try that live video thing. Well, now she's part of the 4th of July celebrations here. So in any case, so here I am living proof, okay, on one thing. But I can take you through every part of my life that's successful. Knowing exactly what you want, you know, having a vision, a specific vision for what you want. So how does this relate to what's going on in our life right now? As you know, many of you know, we recently launched a brand new e-commerce social retail business model. Amazing, 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 amazing. So what's even more amazing about it is that I knew exactly what I wanted, right? I knew exactly the type of people I wanted to align myself with. I knew I had to be part of a company that had world-class, life-changing products. I knew that I wanted to be part of a global brand. I knew that I wanted to be in a company that just kind of has it figured out, so that I'm not in the part about figuring out. I've done the figuring out stuff plenty. I just want to go execute. And if I execute on the plan, then I'm going to get to the end, you know, what I'm looking for out of this, right? So what happened, okay? So a process went about, and just saw a vision, okay? Okay, that would align, that company that we have joined would align with the end result that we're looking for. We can help significantly more people. I mean, like, there's just like no end to the amount of people we can help. We can achieve our goals and dreams, but even more importantly for me, because the game now is about legacy for me. Legacy and significance. So now, it's not just about our ability to achieve our goals and dreams, but it really is about being in a place where we can help so many more people be able to achieve their goals and their dreams. And listen, I'm not stupid. I'm not running a nonprofit here. I get the servant heart it takes to be successful in my industry. If you will help enough people get what they want, you will get what you want. So we know exactly what we want. We know the end result, if you will, where we're going. You know, we have a vision. We will not perish. We have a very clear vision. So now, once we know where we're going, our game becomes pretty simple. How many people can we help get where they want to get to? That's how this whole thing came about. That's how we're in the space we are now, because we knew exactly where we were going. Our goals and dreams didn't change, right? But what had to happen for us to achieve them was we had to change the plan. And that's okay. That happens in life. You know, in my life, I've changed the plan a lot. I recently posted, you know, the number of different entrepreneurial things I've done. I mean, like crazy. The number of companies I've run, a bunch of them. The amount of times I was willing to move, and Carol and I were talking about this yesterday, how odd that is, that people just won't leave an area, I believe that God told Abraham, you got to go, man, I've been going my whole life, have lived, in California, Georgia, Tennessee, Illinois, Michigan, Texas twice, Houston and Dallas, within Texas, multiple locations within all those places, born in Illinois. So I'm a bit of a gypsy, but here's what I know. To get somewhere you want to get, and this isn't about moving, other than moving off the couch. This is really about, to get somewhere you want to get, sometimes you got to change things. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with pursuing your goals and dreams. If the plan you're on isn't going to get you there, you can't stay on the same plan. In reality, isn't the truth that if you keep doing the same thing and the outcome doesn't change, then you have just defined insanity. And so, as uncomfortable as change is, as tough as change is, if you know exactly why where you're going and why you're doing it, you can do anything you want. Hey, it's Wednesday. Let's go.